So here we have more examples of parallel lines cut by a transversal and the angle relationships that it creates. So for number 1, we're given that angle 1 is 110 degrees, and then we're looking for angle 7. Angle 7 is supplementary to this angle because angle 7 and angle 3 are corresponding. So this angle is also 70 degrees as well. So that means they both add to 180. For number 2, we have our typical diagram, and we're given that angle AGH, x plus 15. Angle GHD is 2x. Then we're asked to find the value of x. These are alternate interior angles, so therefore we set them equal because they are congruent. And here's our setup. 2x equals x plus 15. For number 3, we have a diagram down here. It doesn't look too much like the parallel lines cut by a transversal, but technically this line here is a transversal even though it doesn't go all the way through. We're told that these lines are parallel. So technically we have two transversals here, which creates kind of a triangle on the inside. So which will allow us to prove that they're parallel. If we look at choice 1, angle CFG, so this angle here and this angle here are alternate interior angles. That means they are congruent. It shows that those two lines are parallel. The other examples, if we looked at those are none of the ones we looked at in those charts. So those don't show parallel lines. So choice 1 is our only viable option. If we move on to number 4, we have the two parallel lines cut by a transversal, but it just turns sideways. Same things apply. If it helps you, just turn your paper sideways and it'll help you get a better look at it. So we're given angle 1 is 8x minus 39, labeled in the photo. Angle 2 is 4x plus 15. Now, for which value of x will P be parallel to Q? So these are same side interior angles. So we know that when we add them and set it equal to 180 and solve for x. We do this to prove they're parallel because same side interior angles happen when parallel lines are cut by a transversal. So that would be enough to prove that. You see the work here, we solve for x, it all works out. Now on to number 5. Number 5, we have a diagram, parallel lines with a transversal. We're given labels for angles. So we're given angle AGH is 2x plus 24, so this angle right here. And then we're also given that angle CHG is x minus 24, this angle here. These are same side interior angles. We're looking for angle HGB, this angle here. So in the end, we have to get that. We start out with these two same side interior angles here. What we know about them is that if we add them together, they're supplementary. So we set it equal to 180, as you see over here. When we do that, we get x is equal to 60. Now, we plug back in here, and we get that this angle is 144. So we do that and get 144. We know that these two angles are supplementary along a straight line here. So then we subtract, and we get that angle is 36 degrees. For number 6, AGH is x plus 34, and DHG is 2x minus 12. We have to look for angle DHG, which is here. All we have to do is set them equal to each other. They're alternate interior angles, so they are congruent. You see the work here. We solve and we get x is equal to 46, and then we plug back in for our angle DHG here, and we get 80 degrees. For number 7, we're given measurements for angle EGB is 5x minus 54, and angle CHF is 3x plus 16. These are what we call alternate exterior angles. So if we're looking for angle FHD, we first have to set these equal. So alternate exterior angles are congruent. You see my work here. We set them equal, we get x is equal to 35. Then I go ahead and plug that 35 in here, and I get 121. After that, I have to subtract that 121 from 180 because these two are supplementary. They're along a straight line, and that's how I get that angle is 59 degrees. For number 8, we are given parallel lines and given labels for this angle here and this angle here. We are trying to find the value of x. Now, we can't really do anything right away with these two. What we have to know is that these two are corresponding angles. So this angle is also 3x minus 85. Now we have two angles along a straight line here. we know they're supplementary. So if you take a look over here, I add them together and set them equal to 180. I solve and I get x is 45 by what they're asking for. So number 9, we're given angle DBF is 4x plus 84, and EFB is 16x, and we have to solve for HFG. So the first thing I need to do is set these equal to each other because they're alternate interior angles. So I do that here. Now, I have to plug back in to get this measure. So if I plug back in, I get this is 112 degrees, and I'm looking for this angle here. They're corresponding angles, so they're the same exact thing. Number 10, given that angle ABD is 9x and HFB is 5x plus 60, so they're labeled in the picture. We're solving for angle EFG. So the first thing I'm given is a pair of corresponding angles. So the first thing I do is set 9x equal to 5x plus 60. Then I get x is equal to 15. I then plug it back into this angle because I'm looking for this angle here. I get 135, and these are vertical angles, two angles that are formed by two lines crossing. So I get this angle is also 135. For number 11, I'm given DBF, this angle here is 2x. Then I'm also given that HFB is 4x. I'm looking for angle BFE, this angle here. So the first thing I need to do is add these two together and set it equal to 180 because they are same side interior angles. So when I do that, I get that x is equal to 30. Now, I have to use the fact that these are two angles along a straight line. So if I move that out of the way, you see two angles along a straight line here. So I'd plug in x being 30 here first, and I get 120. These two angles add to 180, and I get 60 degrees for my missing angle. The last one, we're given 2x for angle DGH, and FHB is 5x minus 51. These are, again, same side interior angles, so I add them together and set it equal to 180. When I solve, I get x is 33. I'm looking for angle BHE. So what I do is I plug back in here first, and then solve and show that the vertical angles are congruent. So once I get this angle, then I'm able to get this angle here. So when I plug in, I get 114.